thank you for the read, Vex. No. These might actually be a good replacement for my Dreadnought, just because a Water Ice is kind of exactly what I needed to round out my team. But I have no idea how good these things are. They might have just really trash stats for all I know. I should be able to jaw lock it. Oh. Right? Wait, really? Are these things, like, secretly really good and, like, unkillable? Does it just get, like, a new ice shield every time it... like, every turn, or every time it uses that ability? Oh, it's ice only. That's too bad. Still very funny, very interesting. I don't think I own a Wug Trio yet. So you're the, like, beach bully? Six gems down. And in case you couldn't hear me before, thank you again for the raid, Vex. We should do a shout out. Oh, thank you for the follow, Anders Kidwell. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, I remembered these things were, like, super, super weak. You look at them the wrong way and they die, basically. Kinda makes me wonder why I even want one, but... Pokédex and all that. Okay, it survived that a little better. Okay, it lived. This could work. There we go. No! And it's probably going to kill my turtle now. It used dig? Okay, I guess I'll switch Pokemon. Do I have anything that's... I don't think I have anything that's, like, immune to dig. Put in Garchomp. Because at least it won't take a whole lot of damage from dig. Get in the Pokeball! Do it! Get in there! No. Sure, Sand Attack? Just kinda need to waste the turn here. Can't catch it while it's underground. I forgot to actually check to see if I had it or not. Ooh, 666 EXP. Okay, I didn't. To the box, where you'll never be seen again. Well, it's super buggy. It makes even most of the, like, games that I play from, like, small indie developers made by one person look good. In terms of visual quality. But it's still Pokemon, which is, you know, that's a thing. I'm still having fun with the experience, but it definitely needed more work. And there's just no excuse to be putting out something that feels this unfinished when it's for literally the most profitable, franchise in the world. If anyone could have afforded to be able to put in the extra effort for the polish that this needed, it was Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. Now that said, clearly they were designing this for a higher-end system. And you can tell that because people have been running this on emulators, and it actually runs significantly better on emulator without any code changes. But, you know, that's... They had to have known at some point what hardware they were developing for. What do I... This is fire grass. It's such a weird mix. I guess Larvesta. But I've kind of said before that in some ways this feels like if somebody tried to put out a Pokemon bootleg and somehow didn't get sued over it, and successfully, put it out there, while using, like, actual assets and stuff from the Pokemon franchise. Really, what is strong against this? Oh, ground, maybe. Ground might be strong against it, but it's also strong against ground. What a weird combination. Actually, I've fought these before. I could have just checked in my list which units, if any, were actually super effective against it. See, that's where I differ. Arceus gameplay, I felt was definitely a step in the wrong direction, and made me not want to, like... It made me concerned that I wouldn't want to continue with the franchise. But I know that a lot of people have been asking for that. And so it's a popular direction for people to want the series to go. However, as an OG Pokemon player and a game designer of sorts myself, strongly disagree with that direction. But I also think that once you get people used to that kind of gameplay, it's harder to pull back away from it. Because once people have super easy Pokemon capturing, for instance, they don't want to go back to it feeling difficult. And I mean that in terms of people as, like, a market whole, not as, like, a single individual. That said, I'm also personally a believer that, open world in general is the wrong direction for the franchise. I feel like it's just kind of something that they're being pushed towards because it's like one of the hot marketing buzzwords, and because a lot of people think that's where they want the franchise to go, but the reality is when you push something like Pokemon in that direction, this is the kind of thing you end up with. Oops. I didn't mean to trigger the event. I didn't know that's what happens if you try to jump over the fence. I guess that's inside the fence anyway, so I can't get to it from here. Not without doing the actual event first. Well, onward! A part of the issue with doing Pokemon as an open world is that Pokemon already has a massive scope with the sheer number of Pokemon that need to be included in every game. I mean, even this one with a partial Pokédex, we're looking at, like, close to 400 Pokemon in the base Pokédex. And I don't know if you can unlock more later or not. But, that's a lot in terms of unique, creatures and assets and everything that need to be maintained. And when you add an open world environment on top of that, especially on really limited hardware like the Switch, you're just gonna run into development issues, and clearly they did. They really should have just delayed the game or selected a later launch date, but I'm sure they really wanted to hit that, you know, Christmas 2022 launch, and, I mean, technically they did. The game is on shelves, but I think it'll be a couple of months before it's in any kind of decent shape for, you know, like maybe by the time kids are opening it on Christmas, they'll have actually worked out some of these major issues with post-game patches, but it's gonna take a little while. Or I should say post-launch patches, not post-game. Post-game release. Oops. Now, I know that was all very critical, but that's not to say that I hate the game. I mean, I'm here, I'm playing it, I'm, you know, 6 gym badges in. Just, I feel that we should expect better. As customers. As loyal fans. Plus, when you really get down to it, open-world games are not actually open world. They're just games that have very large areas for you to explore, but that doesn't mean that you're not constrained at all on your critical path. They're just using a few clever tricks to make it feel less constrained. Another Vaporeon. I think, there's also a good argument that the state of this game speaks to the high probability that Nintendo was probably expected to have, even by its own developers, released an additional Switch SKU, that had more processing power by now, and that just hasn't happened. Welcome back, Hoots! Thank you. I appreciate the lurks. Oh, what is that? I wonder if these are insect fairy? Synthesis? Maybe it's a plant? Hmm? Whoop, okay. Hey, it's definitely got some plant. Maybe it's plant bug? Oops. Well, let's see if I can at least catch one of the little ones. Okay then. Straight up grass. Okay. We're sorry, Esther. The Pokemon Center only accepts people who look exactly identical to the people who work at every other Pokemon Center. You must be related to Nurse Joy in order to work at a Pokemon Center. That's the rules. That's fair. I mean, I understand that I'm a dying breed in terms of the type of gameplay I enjoy. But I also recognize that the franchise will have to go through a lot of growing pains if it's going to adapt out of the game that it's been for, you know, what, close to 25 years now? Something like that? All that said, if you want to see a good example of the direction Pokemon could have taken things that I feel would have been pretty successful, try checking out Monster Hunter Stories 2. It's also on Switch. It looks way better than this title did, even though it's, you know, a much lesser known offshoot of a different successful franchise. And you know, it has interesting turn-based JRPG combat. And it also has the kind of open-world field to it with large field areas. Maybe not quite as daunting to explore as the ones in this. Like, these areas are so large and the movement is so slow that I feel like the game is just kind of wasting my time. And it turns into this, like, weird grind fest just to explore the areas. But, Monster Hunter Stories 2, I felt, struck a pretty good balance in a lot of areas. And it turned, you know, the times that you do have to engage into combat into, you know, these really kind of epic boss-feeling encounters, which I feel is probably a good way to go with this if that's, you know, where the franchise wants to go, with having most of the more simple encounters being like auto battles and things like that. If you're gonna do that, you might as well have the actual battles that you do have to fight feel really epic. Personal take, at least. Also, glad to hear you are taking good care of your puppers. So it's straight up grass. Maybe I can hit it with an energy ball and have it leave. What? Wait, did it just use X-Scissor? So maybe the adult one is actually bug type? And just the babies are only plant? I don't feel like I was actually anywhere near this, but whatever, I don't have one yet, so might as well catch it? If I don't accidentally murder it. Okay. Give to me your EXP, Chauncey. Oh. Very interesting. Can't remember if I have one of these already or not. I don't think I have a Sylveon yet. And it's a normal type? No, fairy? It's gotta be fairy, right? Which really means it's just a normal Sylveon. No, it has built-in EXP share by default, and I'm actually not sure you can even turn that off. I think it might be mandatory EXP share. Which is fine by me. I never minded EXP share, but I know it would bother a lot of people. I didn't think to check for it, actually. I'll check the menu. But I don't remember seeing a turn off EXP share in there. I thought the auto heal would actually... Huh. I thought it said it would use appropriate status removing items as well, but I guess not. Okay, skip move learning, give nicknames. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an ability to turn off EXP share. Maybe there's some kind of item you can find that does it or something, but I'm pretty far in the game and I haven't seen a way to do that yet. Yeah, no problem. Happy to answer any questions I can. Grumpig. I think that's just a normal type? Oh, no, it's this thing. I think this thing is actually psychic? Might be psychic and normal? Oof, this frame rate is painful. There we go. Moving the camera helped a bit. Cricketune. Counter that with some fire. And honored to be the first stream of this game that you watched. I feel it's not often that happens, so thanks for dropping in. Well, except for all the times that I play like weird games that nobody would ever watch or play. I suppose that's a completely different use case. Now, what is this thing? Oh, it's the evolved form. Okay. It's the water fighting thing. Yeah, I know those feels. I haven't actually played a lot of retro RPGs on stream yet. Mostly I've been playing, like, indie stuff, a lot of, like, pixel art indie stuff, management sims, things like that, which, you know, also don't have a large audience, so either way, I feel you. I intend to play, old school JRPGs as well, but, just haven't gotten around to it yet. How do I not murder this? Awesome! Yeah, and, do feel free to take a peek at my YouTube channel. I usually upload, you know, VODs and post bit by bit. So if you want to see some of the other kind of titles that I've done, you know, there's, like, playlists over there. Even if you don't watch the videos, if you just take a quick glance, you'll get a pretty good feel for the kind of content I do. Okay, so I feel like Gardevoir was actually a bad choice to switch in, just because she's going to wreck this thing horrendously. Let's try Dreadnought, even though he might himself get wrecked. Okay. You know, Jawlock might be fine. Yeah. This thing is becoming very dangerous. Hit my Pokeball before you murder me. Oh, critical catch. Great success. Congrats on getting affiliate! Into the box. I'm just doing any percent kind of run. Like, I always play as though I'm going to complete everything. But then usually once I hit endgame, I don't care enough to actually go through and find all the missing pieces. And I mean, part of that isn't so much that, like, it wouldn't be fun for me, as, like, I just have so many other things to play and other things to do that I feel like I can't justify the time just grinding to, you know, be a completionist.
That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Botany!